stop. A family shop. Think Thayer. Come on, let's get rolling. Come on, let's get moving. Think Thayer.
Hello and welcome to Falcon Weekly here on BJSUFalcons.com. I'm Evan Pivnik, joined by the head coach of the Bowling Green Falcons, Chris Bergeron. Coach, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Again, another rough weekend for the Bowling Green Falcons. Just what went wrong this weekend?
Well, on Friday night, our third period, which was a reoccurring theme from the Friday before. Saturday night was our first period, which was another reoccurring theme from the weekend before. So, unfortunately, there's some things that are consistent with the Western Michigan weekend and the Ohio State weekend. We played really well through two periods at home, used the home crowd to our advantage, scored goals, went into the third with leads, and against Western we blew the lead to it, and they were able to tie it. And then against Ohio State, not only did they tie it, but they scored on the power play to win the game. So. That was obviously two disappointing games, not necessarily efforts, but our execution of the third wasn't very good. Saturday night, we had a very similar schedule: get on the bus midday, get to the game, and had two really poor first periods. We had pucks go in our net that probably shouldn't, and you find yourself down, 3-0 or 3-1 or whatever it is. And then you're fighting uphill battle on the road, and we haven't been able to get that goal to get us one closer, and they end up getting that next one. So now instead of being down 2, you're down 3 and 4, and instead of being down 1, you're down 2 or 3, and that's what's happened both at Western and at Ohio State. And we ultimately have lost our fight and our will to compete, and as the game has gone on, which is unacceptable, but that's the reality. And we're going to have to find a way. I mean, this another very difficult road series. Now it's not one game, but it's two in a place where we have not played well during my time here in Oxford, Ohio. So we're going to have to play better there. But the bottom line is we just want to play better more of the time. I mean, we've got league games coming up, but it's not like we can just turn on a switch and say, okay, it's league time now, and we're going to play better. We want to start feeling better about how we're playing. And this weekend is a great opportunity for us to do that.
And how frustrating has that been, being able to come out Friday night, put in the good effort, unfortunately not the result, but Saturday night, the whole compete level has changed?
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily from the drop of the puck. Both Western and Ohio State, we gave up a power play goal, and quite honestly, there were goals that should have been stopped. I mean, I'm just being honest with that. They're pucks that we should have, and it's demoralizing for the group there's that goal again, and now the crowd's in it and all that kind of stuff. So it's gotten, we haven't been able to get that play made in the first period. Whatever the play is, we found ourselves on the bad side of that play. So it hasn't been a total write-off the Saturday nights. There's been glimpses, and then as the game has gone on, in particular, it's kind of dropped off. So it's frustrating, but our drop off in intensity and compete has been at 4 and 5 and 6 to 1, and that's just not a place we've been a whole lot, especially over the last couple of years. And it's a little bit of a perfect storm right now, and we've got to find a way together to work our way out of it.
Now, you mentioned before just the whole game day preparation changing with one game at home and one game on the road. Obviously not to make an excuse for it, but does that take somewhat of an effect, do you think, on the Saturday night games over the past 2 weeks?
No, there's not a whole lot to talk about with that. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, we've gone Friday night, Saturday night, where we've been at Ohio State and then been to Bowling Green the next night and won both those games. So this is a mental thing and not a physical thing. And we've got to find our way to find a way to play better more of the time so we can feel good about how we're playing collectively.
Well, 5 goals against on Friday night and 6 on Saturday. Goaltending has to be concerned in your mind.
Yeah, it is. And I know the goaltenders are concerned, and the goaltenders know that We've grown accustomed to one of our objectives is less than 3 goals, and we've grown accustomed to that. The 2 and change goals against type of thing, and we score 3, we win a lot of those games, and we haven't been in that conversation outside of the Friday night against Bemidji, and it was still a loss 2-1. So it's something that's being focused on for sure.
What else is being focused on going into this weekend?
Well, today was a back-checking day, a D-zone day, kind of a typical Tuesday. I mean, the focus is our process, and that's no different than any other weekend. Our process through the first 6 games has been probably as bad in terms of the real hard numbers. There's people that want to talk about analytics of sport. Well, the real hard numbers of our game says that our process is not very good, and our record says that as the process goes, so does the record, and we need to find a way to do better with our process, and that was the focus today in practice. That'll be the focus tomorrow and Thursday in preparation, and it'll be the focus going into the game Friday.
Now, you mentioned before Oxford's not been the kindest to the Bowling Green Falcons underneath you, but what do you look for to hope to change that and right the ship?
Well, again, not a whole lot more than playing better and making our process good and giving ourselves a chance. I mean, that's what we're doing. The better our process is, the more of a chance we have, and that's what we've hung our hat on with this program, and we're going to continue to do that. We're not going to turn our back on what's got us here from a historical perspective, and the better the little things are, the better the results will be, and the word for us is process, and that's what needs to be better. I think last year the game there was a 2-1 game where they scored with like 2 seconds to go or 3 seconds to go on that night to make it 2-1. I don't think that was bad. I don't think we really fought as hard as we normally do. So we're looking to be real competitive from start to finish both nights, and then make our process as good as we can.
Now, record aside, in Miami, obviously a special place for you. What's it like going back? It seems as if it's been pretty consistently for the team to go back. So how does it feel for you to?
Well, it's not just me, but it's Barry as well. Yeah. I mean, for both of us, it holds a soft spot with us and our families, and it's good to go back. At first it was hard because you still have so many ties to the players in particular, and now these players I have no ties with them, and so it's nice to go back and see some faces that we became friends with and so on, and then their coaching staff are a couple guys that I either worked with or played with or coached, so that's always nice.
Well, the Falcons are on the road this weekend, as we said, in Oxford at Miami Friday night and Saturday night. Coach, always appreciate the time, and we'll talk to you next week, and best of luck this weekend.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.